So if you've been online at all recently, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your screen is just this constant fire hose of food. One second, you're watching a TikTok for a viral feta pasta recipe, and the very next, you're scrolling through a list of the must-try smash burger spots in your city. It is a non-stop multimedia feast, and whether we realize it or not, it has completely rewired how we think about what's for dinner.
Well, to help us make sense of this delicious chaos, we're going to turn to Ruby Tandoh's fantastic book, All-Consuming: Why We Eat the Way We Eat Now. Think of it as our field guide to the wild landscape of modern food. And right from the jump, the book hits you with this big, kind of provocative question. Why do you want what you want? I mean, why are you craving that specific dish right now? And you might think, well, that's easy. It's because I like it. But what if I told you it's way more complicated than that? That your personal taste has been shaped by forces you've probably never even thought about.
And honestly, the way Tandoh writes about this stuff is just perfect for the subject. It's sharp, it's funny, and it's backed up by some really deep research. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack some of the book's biggest ideas to help all of us understand our own cravings a little bit better.
All right, so to really get to the bottom of why we crave what we crave today, we first need to hit the rewind button. We need to take a look at how we used to learn about food. You know, before the internet, before giant global supermarkets, before everything changed.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Your understanding of what to eat was so intimate, so social. It came directly from your family, from your friends, from the people in your town. Recipes were treasures passed down from one person to another. The whole culture was built on actual conversation and sharing meals together.
But then, everything started to shift. A massive shift happened. The power to influence our tastes began to move from the family kitchen to the corporate boardroom, the ad agency, and the television studio. So let's look at how that actually went down.
It really all kicked off after World War II. Industrial agriculture made food way cheaper and way more available. Then you had the first fast food chains popping up, which led to global restaurant brands in the 70s. By the 80s, the supermarket was king. It was the main place we all shopped. And then, of course, the internet showed up and just put the whole process into hyperdrive.
So when you put it side by side like this, the change is, wow, it's stark. We went from learning about food at the dinner table to learning about it from a screen. What was once intimate and social is now corporate and totally global. Food knowledge isn't just passed from hand to hand anymore. Nope. Now it comes at you from every single angle all the time.
So this whole new system, this new way of learning and wanting and craving, Tandoh gives it a name. She calls it the global food machine. Let's break down what she really means by that.
Now this is super important. When we say machine, we're not talking about some shadowy group in a secret room, right? It's the culture we're all swimming in. It's the YouTube cooking shows, the Netflix travel documentaries, the targeted ads on your phone for food delivery, the viral trends, all of it. This is why it sometimes feels like everyone you know suddenly starts making the exact same recipe at the exact same time. That's not a coincidence. That's the machine at work.
But here's the thing, and this is what makes the book so great. It's not just some big takedown of modern food culture. Tandoh finds so much joy and fascination in this wild, chaotic system. She sees the absurdity, she points out the flaws, for sure, but she also celebrates the creativity and the pure, anarchic delight of it all.
Okay, so this machine thing might sound a little abstract. Let's make it real. Let's look at the specific, powerful techniques it uses to get our attention. To see exactly how you manufacture a craving and beam it straight into someone's brain, we've got to look at a perfect example. Let's talk about Mob. If you've spent any time at all on social media, you have almost definitely seen their videos. These guys are absolute masters of the modern recipe format, especially for younger people. They've built a whole empire on knowing exactly how to make you want to cook what you see on your screen, like right now.
So this right here, this is from a voiceover for a viral video about a chicken schnitzel. Just listen to that language. She's crispy, saucy, cheesy. They're not talking about nutrition. They're not talking about complex kitchen techniques. They're using pure sensory seduction. It's designed to make you feel the textures and taste the flavors before you've even left your couch.
And it's not an accident. There is an art, a science to this. There's a formula. First, you have the money shot. That super satisfying crunch sound. Then there's the intimate sensory voiceover whispering about how crunchy and juicy it is. You've got the placeless pantry, using global ingredients like sriracha or miso that you can find pretty much anywhere now. And the visuals? Oh, the visuals are engineered to completely bypass your rational brain and go straight for the pleasure centers.
And this brings us to probably my favorite point in the whole book. You know those insane, over-the-top, slow-motion cheese pulls you see everywhere? Well, you can thank high-speed mobile data for that. Seriously. The cheese pull became a viral phenomenon because smartphone cameras and fast internet made it possible to perfectly capture and share that exact satisfying, gooey moment. The technology itself created the craving.
So, okay, we've got more choice, more information, and more food content than at any other time in human history. But has it actually made us happier or more confident eaters? Or has it just made us more confused? This brings us to a huge central conflict of our modern food lives.
Yeah, there's actually a name for this. The historian Harvey Levenstein called it the paradox of plenty. The basic idea is that having endless options hasn't led to more satisfaction. Instead, it's just created a whole new set of anxieties about what we're supposed to be eating.
And the results of this paradox, I mean, see if any of this rings a bell. The constant noise and discourse around food, the never-ending cycle of diet culture, feeling like you have to call something a guilty pleasure, and just this general widespread anxiety that despite all the information out there, nobody really knows what they're doing. These are all symptoms of this paradox. This is why it all matters. It's the root of that nagging feeling that we're all somehow doing food wrong. So, what are we supposed to do? Are we just doomed to be anxious about food forever? No, not at all. The book's core takeaway is actually super empowering. The idea is, once you understand these forces, the history, the tech, the marketing, you can stop judging yourself and your own diet so harshly. You can trade all that judgment for a little bit of curiosity.
And that really is the challenge the book leaves us with. The next time you find yourself craving something you saw online, or you're just walking down a supermarket aisle, just take a second. Ask yourself, why do I want this right now? And see if you can spot those invisible strings of culture and history and technology that are all pulling on your desire. You might just be surprised by what you find.